The next presentation is about the Sustainable Lab project at Bergen Public Library. The presenter is Ingrid Karoline Stensnes, who joined Bergen Public Library in 2022 to lead the Sustainability Lab project. She previously worked with youth, sustainability, and entrepreneurship through the organization Junior Achievement. Her academic background includes pedagogy, design thinking, product development, and cultural studies.
Naslednja je na vrsti predstavitev z naslovom Projekt Laboratorij za trajnost v splošni knjižnici Bergen. Naša predavateljica je gospa Ingrid Karoline Stensnes, ki se je knjižnici pridružila leta 2022 z namenom, da bi vodila omenjeno inicijativo. V preteklosti se je ukvarjala z mladimi, trajnostjo in podjetništvom v okviru organizacije Junior Achievement. Področja, na katerih se je izobraževala, vključujejo pedagogiko, design thinking, razvoj izdelkov in kulturne študije.
Hello everyone, I'm Ingrid from the Bergen Public Library. I'm so honored to be here, to be invited, to be together about all of this. And thank you for Denmark's inspiration. It's really been an inspiration for us too. When I started, I'm not a librarian. I'm not the in crowd, I'm someone else. But it's amazing to me what the libraries do, and we still have a long way to go. But I'm going to start the presentation by showing you just a small movie. So in Norwegian this says, repaired it at the library, sustainability at the library, Bergen Public Library. And to many people in my city, that is still a surprise. How about you? Is it a surprise for you that you can fix something at the library? No? That's where I'm working with. I'm trying to make it not a surprise anymore. And I'm going to tell you all the things some of the things we have done in our Sustainability Lab project today. Now you can click the next picture. There we go. And this is our beautiful main library in Bergen. We're a city with about 300,000 people, and we have 9 branch libraries. And I'm proud to say that we have just over 1 million visits a year from the public, so we're well used. And if you're wondering where is Bergen, where is Norway, I'm putting on a map. I can tell you all about that later. Okay, you can take the next one. So these are the Sustainable Development Goals, and you're all familiar with them. So who inside this room thinks that we will be able to reach them within 2030? Raise your hand. No, not me either. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't try, because every step of the way is making the world a little better. But what should we focus on? Well, that depends who you are. What resources do you have? And what are the biggest problems in your community or your country to tackle for the sustainable development? Can I have the next one? So I'm here to tell you about the Sustainability Lab project. It was a 2-year-long project founded by the National Library Association in Norway. So it started in fall of 2022. You can take the next one. And we had 3 goals for the project. The number 1 is to give the public knowledge and skills within the sustainability goals through creating and learning activities. This part really has appealed to me. It's about not talking, not just listening. It's about doing. And that is really important. It was also about making knowledge, studies, and research available and understandable to the public. And the number 3, making the library's role in reaching the sustainability goals visible. So, thank you, Anna. The Sustainability Lab. It's both a name of a physical space in our library and the project as a whole. Because in November 2023, we opened this part of the library again, all brand new, the Sustainability Lab. Here we have a large multi-purpose room. Here we have our sewing machines, you can see right there in the back, that's out all the time that people can use. We also use it for workshops, language cafes, and so on. Can I have the next picture? We have a small studio that's available for the public with podcasts and photo and video and green screen. And next one is a small workshop. It's a fun story. What can we do with your resources? So this small workshop is actually the old female toilet of the old library. It's about this big space, right? But we do what we can and make the best out of our resources. But our little workshop, we have 3D printers, a laser cutter, a vinyl cutter, and a lot of small tools for fixing stuff. Can I have the next one? And all the things we have are available to the public. You can book them online with your library card. You can use it at the library, but you have to be 15 years and older. So we take care of all the HMS security things. And this is, of course, also part of the sustainability in the library, because this technology is now accessible for everyone, making our community a bit more democratic. Okay, so the next one. So this was the physical space that's part of the Sustainability Lab. Now I'm going to talk about which problems have we chosen to put a focus on in our library. And a big thing is that we consume so much and produce so much waste. And that's a sustainability problem on so many levels worldwide. So what can we do about it? We chose to focus on textiles because in Norway we have a large fashion textile industry. People consume so much clothes. We actually throw away 30,000 tons a year of textiles. And we give just as much to charity work, charity, yeah, let's just say charity. To charity. And it's a big likelihood that the t-shirt you give to charity ends up here, in the Atacama Desert, being a global problem. So what can we as a library do about this? One thing is, how can we give people knowledge about the problem? So one of the things we did, this is from a local artist and photographer that had an exhibition about fashion dump site. He gave a talk to school children. And we have a lot of other talks at the library as well about the textile industry, how to take care of your clothes, how does the local textile industry work, how do they work with sustainability, and so on. But we don't want to give people just the knowledge and just like sit and listen like you do. So how can we help people be more sustainable with this problem? Well, we can learn them how to take care of their clothes, to keep them longer, to buy second-hand clothes, and so on. So to teach them the skills they need. You can have next picture. One of our weekly events now is at the library, which me and some colleagues have. It's Fix It Thursday. It's is basically where you can come to our makerspace and you can learn all of our equipment, how to use it. We also learn you the skills on how to repair things. And we have, like I said, both a 3D printer. We try to focus on sustainability. So we've done a lot with like, how can you do spare parts with 3D printers? What kind of glue do you need to fix your stuff? The podcast is also, how can you make your voice heard? But by far, our most popular activity is the sewing machine. People love to learn to sew. And an important part for me as well, I'll just try to remember, about this is that I don't know everything. I'm not a tailor. I don't know all the ways to fix clothes. But my focus, kind of like in Denmark, is how can we build a community? Because that's the really, really great thing about libraries. I focus on building a community to people that come here. And if you're wondering, like, how do I fix this? And I know that you're good at this, I say, do you know how to fix this? Yeah, sure. And you get people talking and sharing knowledge and building community and having fun. And then people come back and they spread the word and it gets bigger. And that's really nice. So you can have the next picture, Anna. Because that's what we're doing on Fixing Thursday. We also have Repair Saturdays for textiles. And I chose to bring with me this example because here we collaborate with an organization called the Grandparents Climate Organization. And collaboration with the local community is so important because, like you said, we're always talking about funding. How should we have the time, the resources to do this? Well, if you know your local community, you can cooperate with others that have the same values as you. And these grandparents really care about fixing clothes and teaching others how to do it. So it's a win-win situation because they can use our space, they can use our resources, but they come with their knowledge and they can bring more activities to the community than we can do by ourselves. Okay, next one. And when I started the library, I was, like I said in the beginning, nobody raised their hand when I said, do you think we'll reach the goals? And at least I feel that in my community and in Bergen and among youths, maybe we feel a bit hopeless, right? How can we do it? So, and maybe some people are just tired of the word sustainability. You talked about it for so long. So for us, it's also about putting the fun into it. And when I started working at the library, I said, if we're going to work with textiles and sustainability, how can we do it in a fun way? So we created the redesign competition. And also together with others, we had 16 partners for this project. Also to get the outreach, to make people aware of what's happening at the library. We created Reddes. It's a redesign competition that focuses on making redesign fun and, of course, talking about sustainability. So the assignment that people got was to create a new garment from old textiles. And it was open for everybody. We have an own league for people under 15. So you should be able to compete as a young person as well. And for over 15. And at the time, we gave the assignment. And from the assignment to the finals, we had like a lot of sewing courses and redesign courses, encouraging people, inspiring them. But the really highlight for me was the final, because then we gathered over 100 people in the room to talk about the textile industry. How can we solve things? Give them inspiration. How can you redesign more? How can it be more fun? Of course, we named a winner of the competition, but the best part, and I'm going to show you a small movie, is that we had a big catwalk. And everybody, about 30 people, were in the competition. Everybody could come in the garment that they made and walk the catwalk. And that was the coolest thing, is when a 7-year-old comes like, hey, I made this. Cool, right? It's not new bought, it's homemade. Let's do it. And the grandmother of 75. I can do stuff too. And that was so nice. And I brought you a little movie just to show you the vibe of it.
Bring it.
Yep. And we did it again the next year, and I hope we're doing it again this fall. Let's see. Okay, you can have the next one. We also have an exhibition of all the garments at the library, and just take the next one. It was just in case the video didn't work. So, and the next one. So that was how we're tackling sustainability and textiles, making it fun, making people engaged in this problem and giving them some skills and knowledge about this. So this is also, this is a picture that shows another big problem in Norway. This is electrical waste, electrical products that we just throw away. And we won the competition. We're the worst country in Europe. 27 kilos per person per year we throw away. So how can the small library in the small city of Bergen do something about this? Well, you have next slide. This is our approach to it. Again, let's make it fun. Let's call it a party. It's a repair party for electronics and instruments. Because a lot of the electronics, you can't fix yourself. The people really don't know how. They don't have the skills. They don't take apart their toaster like they used to. They just buy a new one. So how can we give them skills and show them that it's possible, or tell them if it's possible? At the repair party, we gather a lot of volunteers that have some skills in this area, and people bring their electrical equipment. And together, we try to repair it, see if it's possible. The only rule is that you have to, you should be able to carry the stuff you bring yourself. So don't bring your washing machine, it's too big of a problem. But we have a lot of small things, and we repaired a lot. And I also have a good story for inspiration about why it's called a repair party for electronics and musical instruments. And that is, if you start something, you become a magnet. Other people that are interested in the same thing will come to you and say, hey, what are you doing? Okay, how are you doing it? Cool. Maybe we can collaborate. And that's what happened, because our fixing parties, or repair parties, were quite small. It was like, oh, we got the volunteers and somebody coming, and, you know, like I told you, it's a surprise we have a sewing machine at the library, so it's really a surprise that you can fix your toaster at the library. So, but this person, a man called Christian, came into our repair party for electronics, and he said, "Hey, we founded an organization called Give Music a Chance. It's all about that people can donate broken instruments to us, or instruments they don't need, and we fix them, and we give them to lend them to local children and teenagers so they can learn how to play an instrument if they can't afford it." He said, "It would be great to join you. We can fix instruments and some electronics. We're best at instruments, you know, but you have a public space and we can join forces." And we said, "Cool, let's do it." And then we said, "And let's make it bigger. Let's make it a bit more fun." So it's called, in Norwegian, it's called Fiksefest for elektronikk og musikkinstrumenter with concert. So we also do concerts on these instruments that are fixed, and up-and-coming pop stars from Bergen. So there's a good vibe in the room. And now we're getting somewhere, because the last party there were over 100 people coming, and they collected in boxes like, "I know this is the fixing, this is the repair party for electronics. I saved it up since last time, because we have it 4 times a year." So it's becoming a good thing. You can take next, and just some volunteers, and we also give them some information about the problem about throwing away electrical waste. But we can be better at that. It's an improvement point for us. And the third problem we are tackling, or chose to focus on in the Public Library of Bergen, is how to take care of our nature. Because this is a really sad picture from Norway. In Norway, 79 square meters of untouched nature is destroyed every minute. This was a wow article in our local national media a year ago. They used artificial intelligence and drones to see how much nature do you actually destroy. So this is pictures taking of destroyed nature in Norway. And during my flight here, I can see flying over Norway and flying over Germany. We have a lot of nature in Norway. We are lucky we still have a lot of forest. But it still has consequences. So you can have the next slide. So this is what we also focused on a series of lectures in the library. What consequences does it have for Norway that we are destroying this untouched nature? What consequences does it have for our plants and animals? What is the local situation, and what can we do about it? Spreading knowledge, making it understandable. We also did talks on artificial intelligence and sustainability. What are the pros and cons on artificial intelligence and sustainabilities? We got local people working in the municipality and researchers, scientists, to tell us about prat, pisk, and politikk. It's like talk, using a whip, and politics. What should we do? Should we give people carrots to be more sustainable? Should we use the whip to make them more sustainable? What should we do as a society? We had a debate about that. And also the fashion dump site, as I told you, to show you some of the talks. Yeah. And we did a lot of other small stuff. Testing it out, trying it out. I am so happy to hear that you also have a seed library. We also do that at our library. But it's also about making the small activities, making it very, very simple. So this is like a self-service workshop. What resources do we have? We have a lot of books that we throw away. We don't want to talk about it, but you probably do too. So can we make use of it? Can we make it fun? We made these small pots inspired from next library in Denmark. So you can plant a seed, bring it home, learn how to take care of plants, talk with your family about how important that is to take care of. Should we grow things more locally? We had courses in that, and so on. Take the next picture. How much time we have left? Like 10 minutes. Okay, yeah, sure. And we tried out a lot of different stuff. Like I talked to you earlier, some of the stuff people didn't show up. And we were like, is it because they don't want this activity? Or is it because they just didn't hear about it? I think a lot of it lost, and I will tell you a bit more about that. But we tried out so much. Soldering courses, clothing swaps, using the laser cutter to make small signs, to talk about plants and how to grow them, refurbishing your chairs, sofas. How can you take care of that? And so on. Okay, next one. Now I want to focus a bit about the third goal in the project. How can we make it visible to the public how the library is working with sustainability? And so we did a lot of work, because you all know that the sustainability goals, there are 17, but there are a lot of goals underneath those. And we had to look at those, and we had to say, what is the library doing already? How can we actually show that? How can we make that visible to the public? Because the library is a very sustainable organization in itself. So we chose in our strategy 4 goals, number 4, 10, 11, and 17, because we are doing a lot of this. We are teaching people how to read, write, talk the language through our language cafes. We are working against inequality, because the library is a free and public space for all. It's very inclusive. We're the number 11, we're creating safe spaces in the city where everybody is welcome. And we're focusing on reducing our waste as a total and our CO2 emissions. And of course, number 17, because we are working together with the local community all the time. It's one of the most important things at the library, and one of the most fun things at the library, I think. So we made a separate page on our homepage. We went from the Facebook to the homepage journey. And if anybody interested, email me. I can send you. You can use Google Translate to translate it. Basically saying, this is how we do these goals at our library. Can I have the next one? But then, as I mentioned earlier, in this Sustainability Lab project, we did a lot more. Things that weren't ordinary at the Bergen City Library 2 years ago. They didn't have sewing machines. They didn't have repair events, and so on and so forth. So a big part for us was to to communicate that the library is so much more than books. We're doing so much more within sustainability. So we made these small movies. You saw the first one at the start, communicating what the library is all about. And we're trying to do it in a fun way, because we don't want to get the reaction about, oh, you talk about sustainability again. We want to say, hey, fun, you can do this at the library. This is the way we are sustainable. So we're focused on different areas. And to the upper left side, we're focusing on everything you can loan at the library. It's not just books. It's instruments too, and seeds, and a sewing machine, and a 3D printer or a studio. And on the other one, we're focusing on everything you can learn at the library. There are a lot of things you can learn. Not just books you can read, but courses you can attend or talk to others and so on. And to the bottom left, right side here, we're making a romantic story on how people meet at the library, because it's actually the place, I was told by colleagues, that's most likable. You have the biggest chance of meeting somebody that's totally different to you. So it's really a melting pot and a meeting place for the community. And we wanted to talk about that and everything that was happening at the library. Okay? So I have 3 takeaways from my talk. It is to combine knowledge closely with learning skills. So, and we can be better at it when we're repairing electronics. Talk to people about why is it important? Why is this a problem? How can we make it better? And so on. But I also had an interesting talk, like you. We're going out talking to the community, drinking coffee with them. And we're talking a lot about how do we talk about it? And if people fix their t-shirt, do they have to think about sustainability, or is it a good thing anyways they just fix their t-shirt? You know? So this is also, how do we talk about it? How do we promote things? And so on. The second takeaway is that things take time to establish at a library. Especially, I'm not now doing like pop-up events, because we have, at our library in total, we have 4,000 events a year. Try to reach out, or reaches exactly you, or you that, oh, this is happening in the library. After some of our cool courses, people are, did that happen in the library? I missed it. When is it happening again? So we are making more like weekly events, or like the repair party 4 times a year. People know when the next one is coming. And things take time. At our Fixing Thursday, for the first half year, there were like 10 people coming. We learned a lot of stuff and worked on it, building it up and so on. But it has to spread through word of mouth and people telling other people that this is a nice thing. I got so much help. It's so nice place to be. And now there are like 30 people coming every Thursday. And we have our hands full running, helping people sew or 3D print and so on. And it's the same time, the same thing is true for the repair parties as well. From very few to now over 100 people coming to our repair parties. So things take time. Stick with it. And third thing is collaborate with others. You have a better outreach through other organizations. You reach new groups of people. You learn from each other. They bring knowledge to the library. They also, with their volunteer work, create more activities than we can do by ourselves. And it's a lot more fun. So I think that was the last slide. And you are welcome to contact me. We have a big report explaining everything that is you can translate into your language or English or preferably whatever you want. And AI-generated podcast if you want to listen to it instead, in English. So you're welcome to contact me, and thank you very much for having me.